So in the last episode, we got down to this floor, and so far we haven't run into enemies. I was doing that thing where I was reviewing, you know, everything that we did on that guide. Like, you know, I try not to spoil myself too much, but also, uh, but I do just try to, like I said, I use it to review how things could have gone. And, you know, I did read that down there at the south is where south of Tiamat, where I turned back, I just said, oh wait, this is probably where, this looks important, we should head back. The Masmune was actually down there, as it turns out. So yeah, we're just going on without it. Yeah, I guess that is the same guy. Wait, remember me, Garland? Your puny lot thought it had defeated me. Okay. So is he saying, we beat him up, but then after that they sent him back into the past? Oh, this is like a thing. From here I sent the 4 fiends to the future. The fiend will send me back to here. Type will continue. So let me try to figure that out exactly. Well, let's read all of what he has to say. Oh, is that what he's after? He just... How does... Is it just living in a time loop? Oh, that's right. He's saying... I see what he's saying. People will forget that he did this, but I'm not sure if that means he lives forever. And did he transform into chaos? Let's cast fast on himself, and he can cast fast on him. And I don't know. Well, let's see. I think he's the one who, isn't immune. Too bad we didn't get the fast off first, though. Okay, so he just did a regular attack. Okay. Let's see. Should he be more defensive? Nah, let's just go with our most powerful spells at first. No, wait a second. Yeah, okay. We'll go with that. And then C can, I guess, do this. I think they might intentionally be putting us ahead of him. Okay, never mind. Ice 3 isn't so bad, though. Maybe it's just because we have so many resistances. Yeah, 171 is nothing special. Then again, I guess it's about the same that Fred's doing. Wonder if he has like 2,000 HP, or did we just kill him? No, okay. I guess he's a little bit tougher than most of the people, because I think any other boss would have gone down then. But then all the other bosses have been hitting us harder than that. So I think this is more like a long game, kind of. Oh, never mind. We just beat the final boss. And we used Nuke to do it. Wait a second. Oh, I was thinking he isn't going down yet. But I guess they were saving it for later. So I guess that's Final Fantasy. We didn't need no Masmune sword. Yep. It's exploding very slowly. Sarah and Zane. Wait, Garland? I thought he was the evil guy. I guess Sarah and Zane, they're the princesses. But when did it ever happen? Are they talking about the time travel now? What do they mean by that? When did it happen? Everything went mad in a day? What? The reason lies in the 2,000-year time loop. Become one force and fight against the four evil forces that sit upon the world. Oh, so that's what they're saying. It overwrote the history, so now they're nobodies. The legend will live on, passed down by the dwarves, the elves, and the dragons. Why do they know? Do they have like windows that can see into alternate pasts? Passed on by people unsure where the story came from. Hence why it's a legend or a fantasy. Well, at least I can say I didn't really know anything about chaos. Never turn the four powers to the dark side. Wow. Never turn the four powers to the dark side? Wait, can they become evil? Or maybe they're the four elements or something. And truth will always live in the hearts of the people. Anyway, at least I didn't really know what was going on with the final boss. The warriors who broke... Man, this sir likes to go on for a long time, just going on and on saying the same thing again. I mean, I guess that's what I deserve. I'm kind of redundant. No? So I wonder if those trees and that river, and I guess the ocean behind it, is a part of the map. Because it kind of looks like, you know, one of those... Not... It kind of looks familiar. They're really drawing it out. Like, they don't need to write out the letters and then fill it in, but I don't know, I guess they wanted to practice their programming. Oh. I guess I didn't use any healing items right before the boss. Well, that's Final Fantasy. I wonder if it's going to just... I guess it's an NES game, so it's just going to stay on the screen. Let's see. Well, that's the game. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. I had hoped that I would have gotten replacements for the Switch and the headset that can actually connect to the computer without using the other USB port, so I guess I might just keep on playing some more NES games, or maybe a SNES. I could do Donkey Kong, that'd be cool. That is to say Donkey Kong Country, but I guess I could also do Donkey Kong. But in the meantime, I guess we could do the same thing I did earlier. So as far as gameplay, this is the end, but I guess I'll just read off what the guide has to say about chaos. It says he explains the nature of his existence and all that, and then it says that we should heal. I kind of forgot to do that. But anyway, now it says, not only does Chaos lack exploitable weaknesses, he lacks any weaknesses whatsoever, you know, except for fists. Between his 200 magic defense and resistance to all 8 elements, offensive magic is simply not an option, even though Nuke is what we used to kill him. Even Nuke is only good for 100 to 200 damage. I guess that was true. It killed him with like 130. though this is probably better than your character's unaided attacks. Fast is an absolute must if you want to deal. Let me get the computer closer to me. Ugh, sorry about that. Now I can read it more easily. Okay, fast is an absolute must if you want to deal any physical damage to Chaos. And while you can chip away at him, you'll have to deal with a whole host of nasty attacks. No matter what Chaos does, it's going to be bad for you. For the most part, Chaos sticks to magic, and his spell list is not to be underestimated. He will lead with Ice 3, followed by Lit 3, so put Wall Up on any warrior that doesn't have all elemental resistances covered already. We did that, so we did a good job with that. You can't resist Slow 2, so if he hits a melee character with it, reapply Fast to counter it ASAP. His fourth spell is the biggest danger, because it will heal him all the way back to his full 2000 HP. If he uses his first few spells early, it may be worthwhile to stick to buffing your characters and wait until he casts Cure 4 to start the assault. After that, he follows with Fire 3, and then for some reason, Ice 2. If he's still going at this point, which is quite possible if he got the Cure 4 off, he will fast himself, making his already nasty attack downright unfair, and then finish off the cycle with a good old round of blasting nuke. In another Final Fantasy game, you could deal with all that. In this game, though, even the best party heal is not nearly powerful enough to outlast this onslaught. In terms of damage, Chaos's special attacks are even worse. Crack can kill any character without a ribbon, though a rub or wall can help. Inferno is the most powerful of his damaging moves, though it's a fire elemental, so you will probably resist it down to reasonable levels. It's Chaos's swirl and tornado attacks you need to watch out for, because there are no water or wind elements in the game. Both attacks are non-elemental and thus non-resistible. Okay, I think we can skip all the rest of that. It doesn't really seem that bad, the things that I'm skipping past. Oh, except that they're more powerful than Nuke. They're less likely to connect for full damage. Okay, I ended up reading it anyway. Finally, Chaos can just attack, and even that option is dangerous. His two attacks hit hard, almost as hard as War Mech's, and are just as accurate. Just for good measure, they can also cause paralysis. Remember, you can heal paralysis with Cure 4 if you need to. If he gets off 7 spells and uses Fast on himself, Chaos's physical attack becomes quite capable of one-shotting characters that have been softened up by his damaging spells and attacks. All is not lost, of course. A sustained attack can take Chaos down before he kills you, though it can get really unlucky with his actions. Though if you get really unlucky with his actions, you can get screwed by an untimely Cure 4. He has half the HP in this version that he does in the Origins remake, so you should be able to take him out even without Temper or Saber. So comparing that to what we did, well, we just started blasting him with everything we could. We punched him, and we used our sword on him after spending Fast on those, so good on that, and we used Wall to cover what weaknesses we had, and then we just kept hitting him, and that option it mentions at the end of just beating him down quickly is what happened. Yeah, War Mech was definitely a lot harder, and we had a lot fewer levels at that time too, so it sounds like he would have been pretty tough if he got to doing the things he does, but we took care of him pretty quickly, probably thanks to Iced and his fists of ice. I don't know, fists of steel. So yeah, I feel pretty good about using the Master. We didn't even need the Masmune, or the Excalibur for that matter. I keep getting this tangled up. So yeah, I think we'll be doing another NES game. I'm not sure what. Probably not Kid Icarus. Although I guess I could take a look, unless I want to do an SNES game. I want to get Ghosts and Goblins sometime. I might want to practice Galaga though. I played that a couple of times, and it's pretty hard. I mean, I think it's just a score attack thing, but I would want to get kind of good at it. Or maybe I'm thinking of Gradius. Not Ice Climbers, that game's boring. Not Kid Icarus yet, but at some time. Maybe Kirby's Adventure some other time, but I'm not quite feeling it. Not Mega Man. That's what, I don't feel up to that. And Metroid, that's just kind of weird. Ninja Gaiden's pretty cool, and I can play that game. Maybe Punch-Out, because I've never played that game, and that seems interesting. The Super Contra. I don't want to play the Mario series yet. I have an idea that I want to do for those. At the very least, I want to finish Ocarina before moving on to those. I'm not interested in that. And yeah, there's Zelda. Balloon Fight, that would be like a... I do like that game, so I might, like, do an episode or two of that, just showing off what you can do in that, but it's not exactly like a... It's not very Let's Play friendly, I don't think. Not that kind of format, I don't think. But who knows. Oh, maybe Castlevania. I don't think I'll do Simon's Quest, though. There's Donkey Kong. Oh, and we're back around. Let's see. Well, at least as far as this list goes, I think it might be Ninja Gaiden or maybe Punch-Out. Let's see, or Castlevania. Unless, of course, I decide to do a SNES. And I probably will decide to do a SNES game. That would make sense, because I never played the NES originally. And I kind of like the idea of doing these Let's Plays, at least as far as the not blind ones go, in the order that I was introduced to. And the only reason I'm really going over this is that this would have been such a short video, as it is, that... Oh. Whoops. Oh well. We can get the Moss-Mune now. Anyway, I guess that wasn't any different from just shutting the system off, because it's not like you can save the end of the game, and in fact, if I were to have quit there, well, hold on a second. I still have the save point there, so at least to some extent, I could just start there, and then... Well, there's nothing really to do other than find the Moss-Mune, and as far as the way I played the game, the final boss was easy enough without it, so there's not really any point in doing that. But yeah, it's interesting we didn't have that or the Excalibur, and we still did pretty good. I mean, we had Excalibur, just not a party member who could use it. But yeah, like I said, normally you'd end the video at the end of the game, but since I saved the final boss for the last video, it's all on its own. That was like 10 minutes at most. I mean, we're only just now getting to like what a normal episode would be. And you could have just as easily skipped out on this once I started saying, well, we're done with gameplay, so anyway, I'm not sure if this is the right thing to do or not. I mean, I guess it's like, you know, it's my own style. So well, I guess I could go over this. Yeah, I'll just call this, it's the end and bonus, kind of like what I did with Mario 64. But yeah, this glitch here where it starts freaking out, I was able to reproduce that someplace else. I think it has to do with how many different kinds of assets are on the screen. I don't remember if it was here. It was somewhere. We're tilting it back and forth like that. Created that kind of an effect. I think it was the one with a bunch of rivers. So anyway, as far as I'm concerned, the actual Let's Play was over a little while ago, like 10 minutes ago, and this is just like, well, like, channel news, I guess you'd say? I guess it's a little anticlimactic compared to how you could do this. You could be like, oh, and there's the big finale, and then it just ends at 5 or 10 minutes, but let's just say we did that, and then it's just I'm looking for that area now, because I meant to show it off at some point in the LP. Let's see. Okay, I guess I'll just look at the map. It's by Crescent Lake, I believe. Oh, so we're pretty close to that. Yeah, because I think it's the rivers that make it more complicated. Unless, of course, I was wrong, that it isn't going to do that. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing that. Or maybe I'm just not doing it right. Oh, there it is. So I'm thinking it has to do with, like, the assets, like... Well, you see the mountainous rocks here, and you also see the river asset, and I think that might have something to do with it, but I'm not sure. So in any case, that's going to do it for... I'm going to say the Let's Play ended 10 minutes ago, and this is just whatever it is, and it'll do it for that too. So, not sure what I'm going to play again next. It might be one of those NES games. It could be a SNES game. For all that goes, I mean... Well, no, actually, I can't do N64. I think I can... Yeah, I can do things that are HD, so I can really only play something on the NES Classic, the SNES Classic, or something on the Wii U. That could also be the case. I could do something like that. But I think I'd probably play... Punch-Out!, Ninja Gaiden, Castlevania, or something on the SNES like Donkey Kong. Or maybe I'll do the first Star Fox. I'm not sure how I want to handle Star Fox, because I kind of like to do those in the order that I was introduced to, so I'm not sure if I should do Star Fox first, or Star Fox 64 first, and then kind of work backwards to Star Fox, and then do Star Fox 2. And that would be cool, because that was unreleased originally. Well, anyway, we'll just leave it a mystery, so see you in the next series.